Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Moreau. I help run the YMP Scholarship Fund. It is a cause very dear to my heart. We get to give back to people like Connor, who I'm going to introduce you to, young students that are studying for a career in mining that we're able to award money to. Over the last 4 years, we've managed to increase our scholarship from $12,000 to over $125,000 this year. Connor's one of the recipients of the awards. He was the winner of the Equinox Northwestern Student Mining Scholarship. And with that, he won $5,000. Connor, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So Connor, let's just jump right into it. You go to Lakehead. When did you start and why did you decide to go to that university?
Yeah, so I'm currently my fourth year at Lakehead. So started 4 years ago, and I initially kind of had a tricky time figuring out what I wanted to do. I'm originally from Ottawa, so Lakehead is pretty far. But I did a year of business, and I decided it wasn't for me. And then I discovered that I was really into archaeology, so I came to Lakehead for archaeology. And then within a month of being at Lakehead, I just absolutely fell in love with geology and switched into that program and haven't looked back since.
So what do you like most about geology and mining?
Oh, I love just the idea of being able to travel, mining all around the world. I also love how it's a relatively young science. So there's still a lot to be discovered, and I feel like it leaves a lot of room for young people to make a really big impression on not only the science, but also the industry. And I really just want to be able to kind of make a good impact and, be able to see all of Canada and the world. And I love rocks, so it all fits together well.
So you touched on two things I want to talk to you about, traveling and making an impact and youth. So first, traveling. So, that's a great point you make. You can travel all over the world. I want everyone to know that when you work in mining, there's no country you can't visit. There's no country that doesn't do mining. Now, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but if you ever choose one country that you want to work at, coming right out of school, which one would it be?
Right out of school. I mean, there's a few countries that I want to work in overall, but coming right out of school, I think I would love to go and work in Chile or Peru. Just to be able to see like South America, and they got some amazing deposits along the West Coast.
I think you should keep in mind, and I guess the listener should as well. It's not just about visiting the country that you want to, working in the country you want to visit. The other thing is just focus on working for a company that does fly in, fly out. Because what they do, especially for someone that doesn't have a family, is coming right out of school, you can go work in a country like Suriname or Mauritania or Russia, and they do schedules like 4 in, 4 out, which means you work 4 weeks in the country and you work 4 weeks out. So a lot of people, what they do is they can fly home to their families, but if you don't have a family, they give you the equivalent of what it would cost for you to fly home. You can fly anywhere you want. So if you don't have a home and you're working in Russia, you can go fly to Hong Kong, you can fly to Indonesia, you can fly to Chile. So because you can't get a job, potentially in Chile, working at a fly in, fly out would be just as successful, and you visit a lot more countries. So just something for you to keep in mind. Now, you also touched on the youth. I believe the future of any industry is the foundation is on having the best and brightest join it. It's high tide raises all ship, and it all starts with people like you. How do we attract more Connor Arts out there? How do we get more people to join mining?
I think it really starts at the younger stage, right? To find the people that really click with mining or geology or exploration, it's really just about, presenting the opportunities in a really accessible and digestible way. So that's, going to high schools and going to youth and showing them all the opportunities. Um, and trying to find those people that would be really passionate about geology and trying to ignite that passion. And allowing them to realize it. Like that's exactly what happened to me in my first year at Lakehead. I didn't come there, like I didn't come here for geology. I came here for something completely different, but I had an amazing professor that just sucked me right in, and there's so many more people like that. So I think it's really about just making it accessible.
Touching on Lakehead, a lot of people haven't been to Thunder Bay. It's far away from a lot of the other cities in Ontario, but there's about 120,000 people that live there. Tell us a bit about it. Why should people visit there? Because I know it's a great city. My uncle's from there.
Oh, really? That's awesome. It's just so beautiful, right? You're on the north shore of Lake Superior, um, all from almost anywhere within, Port Arthur, which is the northern side. You just look out and you could see the sleeping giant, and it's just one of the most beautiful sights. Um, there's so many, lakes and great swimming spots, great hiking spots, great camping locations, and some actually really beautiful mountains around as well. Not like the rocky kind of beautiful, but there's still some great landscape, and the geology up here. I'm a little biased, but the geology up here is just fascinating as well. It's one of Canada's oldest localities with super old rock and just some amazing sights as well.
Tell us about your job at Alamos. What did you do there? What was your role, and how did you enjoy it?
Yeah, so I worked there this summer. Started just at the end of May, and I worked through till the end of August. And I was a summer geological assistant. So me and 7 other students were hired. And we were on a 2-week in, 2-week out schedule. And we did soil sampling for the majority of the summer. So, first thing in the morning, we'd go in at 7 a.m. We'd be at the helicopter by 8 a.m. and we'd fly out to our location for the day, which we would plan usually the night before. And we would go ahead and we would walk our soil grid. And we would stop at each station along the way, collect a soil sample and describe the sample so that it would be all in the database. And if the sample ran high for gold, they'd be able to follow up on it really well. And so it was a lot of heavy, hard work, but it was also amazing being able to be outside all summer in Manitoba, and it was really different from anything I'd ever done before. It was an amazing experience. They also I really like Alamos because they kind of prioritized their education as well. It wasn't just go work. But they also gave us opportunities to go field mapping with the geologists that work up there. They gave us opportunities to log core, and they gave us opportunities to also go visit the drill and help run some surveys. So we really got a taste of everything. So it was really amazing.
I believe Tom Cochran, you might be a little too young for that, is from around that
He
part of
is.
Manitoba that you went to.
Yeah, Tom Cochran was born in Lynn Lake, and the highway that actually runs from Thompson to Lynn Lake is called Tom Cochran's Life as a Highway.
Did they play that during shift change or no?
They do play it a lot on the radio. There's actually a whole station dedicated to him
Oh
that
wow,
just plays Tom Cochran. So
that's awesome. I was joking, but I'm now. So really quick, let's switch gears. We talked a lot about Alamos, who's also a sponsor of a YMP scholarship. But you won the Equinox scholarship, and they chose Northwestern Ontario because one of their main assets is in your area. So I just want to say one thing I always tell the students is leverage your scholarship that you win, and try and get your foot in the door with the companies who sponsor your scholarship. They obviously chose you between hundreds of other people, and that actually is one closer connection that you have. So I encourage you to reach out to Equinox. They're a very generous company, and one of their members actually helped founded the YMP back 13 years ago.
oh, I know they have the Greenstone Gold Project going right now, which is pretty big, and I have a good friend from Geraldton who's super excited about it. So when I told him about the scholarship, he got all giddy.
Now, really quickly, you're graduating in 2022, I guess next year. How's the recruitment process going? Has it started yet? Are you doing blind applications? Do you have connections already through the industry? How does it look? It's been so long since I left university.
Yeah, I haven't started looking yet just because I'm still considering going for a master's degree right out of university. I haven't decided quite yet if I'm doing so. I'm kind of looking a little bit at master's programs, the potential there, and I'm also kind of looking around to see I mean, the job market's pretty good right now, but I'm just kind of looking around to see what kind of opportunities there are. But in terms of applying and doing blind applications, they haven't really started yet. So I'm assuming kind of come up more in maybe the early winter.
Well, I encourage you to reach out to Alamos. You work for obviously Equinox, you won the scholarship with, and the different connections of the YMP, such as myself and then people in your region. I believe Sudbury is the closest chapter to Thunder Bay. Now, really quickly, what do you do in your spare time? Sounds like you're really busy at school, but just tell us about a bit about your interests.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the big things is coming up to Thunder Bay all the way from Ottawa. I got to see everything in my time up here. So I try and get out as much as possible. I really enjoy going to all the different little coffee shops around the city because there's a surprising amount. That as well as hiking, and when I'm kind of, if it's, in the winter months and I'm more forced inside, I've also taken up painting a little bit. I like to paint models, but other than that, it's just working away on school, trying to get through my thesis and all that fun stuff.
Well, it sounds like you're very well rounded. So thank you very much for participating. Congratulations on winning the $5,000. You're very deserving. In one sentence, Connor, I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Tell us why students should join mining.
Hmm, one sentence. Uh, you should join mining if you have that curiosity deep inside you to experience not only the world, but everything that's hidden under its surface.
That's a great answer. I use that as our slogan at YMP. Thank you very much, Connor. Again,
Thank
there's
you so
Connor
much.
Arts. He goes to Lakehead. He won the Equinox $5,000 Northwestern Student of the Year scholarship. You'll be seeing a lot more of them. Thank you very much, Connor, and congrats again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.